All right, well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine and Nicholas Herboso here, and we are tracking some storms this afternoon. It's got we heard this one just go by the station.
Yeah, we had a little bit of lightning, just a little bit of lightning out there and some thunder, so it was a nice thing to see as I was walking in. We just had a little bit of rain, and then of course the rain got a little more intense for us. So here's a storm right now as we're getting a new scan in. So this is just south of I-10 here in Mobile County. And some heavier rain with this, which is a good thing for us. We need rain. That's kind of the biggest story for us, and you can see it here, some of the darker colors indicating some of the heavier rain. And these have just been kind of drifting today. Yeah. So not doing too much in terms of motion. In fact, taking it over the last couple hours, you could see just kind of drifting. There's a little bit of motion to the south there. You can see how much lightning there was with that thing.
Yeah, that's probably the strongest one we've had. We have another pretty good one over here in around Inner Point right now as well.
But overall, nice to see some rain on the radar. It's something that we definitely need.
Yeah, certainly need that. We got some heavy rain out there, some lightning. You know, we had some showers and storms around yesterday. We got a coverage of about a ½ inch in a lot of spots yesterday, so that was a nice soaking rain that we could certainly use. Here's in and around Pensacola right now. Like I said, stretching down towards Inner Point, down through the southwestern corner of Pensacola, down towards the NAS, back to Grand Lagoon, Inner Point, a little bit on to Perdido Key, and like Nicholas was saying, these are kind of drifting to the southeast. So right now, not raining much over here at Pensacola Beach, but looks like you'll get some here before too long. And in Pensacola proper,
yeah, we got a bit of a downpour there now.
Yeah,
yes.
Pretty heavy little shower there. And
as these things, and they are drifting south, they're not moving particularly fast.
Right.
So you will get a period of heavier rain. It'll also be cooling for you, cool you off a little bit. It's very steamy out there.
Yeah.
It is so steamy out there.
I know folks will take the steaminess with the rain rather than the hot and dry now. We need this really badly. We will get an update on the drought monitor tomorrow. We'll see what we're at, but probably not going to break the drought with just a couple showers here. So we're still going to be at least in a severe drought in a lot of places here. So we need whatever we can get out of these showers.
I think you said it yesterday on air. Drought is a long-term thing.
Yeah.
It takes a long time for drought to go.
So it takes a long time to pull out of it. So you get into it slowly, and you have to come out of it slowly as well. And it takes a number of days like this where you continue to get some decent rains out there. I mean, widen the whole picture here, and we'll look at the bigger picture across the region. You can see the clouds that are developed here with the rain. Once again, all kind of just drifting off southeast.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of interaction with sea breeze as well. So we can see on this satellite imagery, especially as the sun comes up, some of the puffy cumulus clouds. Those are the things that you see in the sky all the time. Just the puffy little cumulus clouds. And some of them, if there's enough convergence near the surface, if there's enough lift to get these thunderstorms going, then you can actually get some of these showers and storms. And that's exactly what happened here. With just a few developing, that's a great thing for us to see over the past few hours.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some of the cameras here and check out. I need to find where I put my Pensacola camera, because that's the one that's going to show some shower and storm activity right now. Let me see if I can't find it. I got stuff all over the place here in my show. Oh, there's downtown Mobile. You can see those puffy white clouds you were talking about.
Representing well on the satellite, because you can see kind of the spacing in between them, and that's exactly what we end up seeing. And then we can look for areas where their air looks to be converging, and that's where we can see where the possibility of thunderstorms might fire in the future. We have a little bit of rain. You can kind of see it there near the ground there. Just a little bit of puddling there at Battleship Park.
There, that's one. Sorry, it took me a while to find it.
There it is. That's a very pretty shot too.
Yeah, it's downtown Pensacola right now, and you can see the rain there on the lens. This is a one of those cameras that takes the still images every 30 seconds or so. So it's not like a moving camera, but it just gives you a good shot, and it's a pretty picture there across the ball field.
And this camera is pointing south right now, and that shower is to the north. So you may notice that looks to be blue sky.
Yeah.
So I think that is all blue sky to the south. So Pensacola Beach dealing with nothing right now, but just to the north in downtown Pensacola, that's where we're dealing with the rain.
Yeah, certainly are. And so we got that. We've also been obviously tracking the tropics, and we've got Lee out there. Let me see if I can't find some of my graphics here on Lee. And we'll start here with the numbers as of this afternoon. It's a Category 2, so not a major hurricane at the moment. Oh, wait a minute. Still shows up as a 3 there, but it's 110 miles. It'll update. Was moving to the north-northwest tonight. So now it's made that turn that we were talking about for days that we knew that it would make. And I know folks always wondering, like, how to, why can we be so certain? How can we be so certain? Well, because a trough is coming off the east coast right now, and that is picking it up and turning it to the northeast, or to the north and west, I should say. But it's going to be aimed at the northeast, and that's going to be a big problem here in the long run. I'll show you that here with the path. And this is one thing I noticed in here. Sometimes you can see the computer lags, so we have to be.
Wow.
It makes it a little difficult sometimes. But look at this. This is up in Maine, and that's going to be a pretty nasty ride for them. Even though it's going to be a weakening system, all those waves. It's called the Gulf of Maine right there. They're not going to have anywhere to go, so it's going to get really pounded in. They're going to get really pounded by these waves, and I'll show you that here. On some modeling here, we can show you that we have some very large waves that are going to move their way up into the north and east, and these are going to be very large waves.
That's 40 feet in the red there.
Right, correct.
And wow, even higher.
Yeah.
I mean, and one thing you notice how wide. Now this is not wind field. This is waves.
Yeah.
But it kind of is representation of just how large this storm actually is. And that's one thing. Once this storm moves up towards New England, it's going to have a very, very large wind field. And with that very large wind field, that means a large area gets impacts from the storm. So as it moves up towards Maine, right now, I mean, the wind field's already pretty large. That wind field will expand. It's going to be weaker, but it's going to be a very large area of winds like tropical storm force, maybe even minimal hurricane force, meaning 75, 80 mile per hour.
Yeah, and these waves are headed up towards New England, and they're going to be some very large waves that they'll be dealing with up there in New England and up in the Canadian Maritimes, up around Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. This is called the Bay of Fundy, and this has massive high tides. It's known for its high tides. Not talking about 3 or 4 feet. We're talking up dozens of feet of high tide. So if this comes in at the right time, you'll put these waves on top of another large high tide, basically, that goes into that what's called the Bay of Fundy, which is right there between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. And those are going to be some monster waves on top of some high water, depending on the time that it goes in.
Yeah, and this look is a good representation because you see we have the counterclockwise flow around the storm in coastal Maine and really just coastal New England. As the storm is moving to the north, you get a large fetch of onshore flow. So coastal flooding is going to be a big issue along the coast of Maine and really along the coast of New England, I think, because large wind field, that's a lot of water that gets pushed up, and also the fact that we have such high wave action there. So it is going to be, this is going to be an impactful event, even though a weakening storm still. Now, not a Sandy type thing for them, definitely not, but it's still going to be an impactful event with tropical storm to near minimal hurricane force winds in a very large area.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's what we're dealing with up there in New England. And still trying to get this to work. We got lag issues going on with the weather computer, so we may have to kind of bump out of this.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 different things right now on our computers.
Yeah.
I see one thing and then there's another thing.
All right, well, at least that worked. Okay, so here's the current outlook that we have, and got Lee. Margot's underneath this banner here, but we don't care about Margot because it's not going to do anything. This next one will become Nigel. So that's,
and this thing is going to follow right in the steps of Lee, to be honest. I mean, we saw some of the early models that looked almost like a copy of Lee, almost confusing to which one was Lee and which one was going to be the next system because they look so similar when you see them posted on social media. So right now, high chances for development in the next 7 days. You can see it's a large wave, very similar to how Lee was, getting better organized. You can see some of the brighter colors indicating the taller cloud tops, so stronger thunderstorms around the center where that X is, and it's just generally going to track towards the north and west in the coming days.
all right, let's go ahead and leave you folks on our 7-day outlook so you can see what we anticipate, or I didn't mean to hit the 10-day. That's going to take us out too far, but whatever. The outlook here for the long range, there's a 7-day. I do anticipate that we are going to see some showers and storms here over the weekend, so be prepared for that. Going to have to deal with that. I've got a soccer weekend coming up, so we'll be out there dodging the showers and storms out on the soccer fields. Temperatures are doing better. That's a good thing to see here, upper 80s. Then next week, it looks like we'll dry out a little bit after getting these showers and rain here over the weekend. So once again, I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine, Nicholas Herboso here as well. We'll be checking in in today. We got shows 3, 4, 5 o'clock. You need to check in with us. We'll bring you all the latest details. Of course, there's storms ongoing. We'll let you know about that. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on our Fox 10 Gulf Stream. Have yourself a wonderful day.